Questions?
Kliff, you said that you want to decide on your quarterback midway through camp. Once you do that, will there be some kind of acknowledgement publicly, or will that kind of wait until the opener?
We're still sorting through that. We'll see how it's going, how we feel as a staff, and what we think the proper move is. But I do anticipate having a decision made fairly early in camp.
Can you talk about the decision to move Mike to defensive end and how that's going?
It's been good. We felt like with his athleticism and some different depth issues on the roster, that was probably the best move for our team at this time. Not to say he won't be moved back to a stand-up position at some point, but with his physicality, the things he can do, speed, strength, we felt like that may be a great place for us as a team to start him off.
Coach, with being around your receivers some this summer and just the reports from your quarterbacks and other guys, just how have you felt to those guys have developed over the summer and just kind of where are they at?
It's been really good. I mentioned it, throughout this offseason, how much I've felt like they've grown up throughout the season last year and through spring. Young guys that hadn't played a lot but learned on the run and have gotten a lot better. And with those young guys coming in, pushing them, that's helped. And so I expect big things out of that group.
What sort of activities do the players do when there's been a lack of discipline? I know that they get up early in the morning and they show up, but what do they do?
That's top secret, but it is early. Maybe you get up there about 4:30 a.m. one day. We can put you through it.
Join you.
Perfect. That'll work. No, it's they hate waking up, as you know, most college students do, and so that's a big part of it. And then we'll get them out there and do certain drills with them, if you will.
What are the reports that you've heard on Davis and Patrick?
They're two of the hardest workers on our team. That's really it. I can't watch them throw or anything like that, and so I don't really ask the receivers what they're doing. I just know they've been working hard. I see them up there all the time, watching film, studying. So that's the only report I've gotten.
Would you name one after, say, like a second scrimmage, or how many scrimmages are you planning to have in August?
Probably 2 full contact scrimmages. So just depending on how I feel after that first one, if I felt like there's a big enough gap there, then we'll name a starter and go.
How would you characterize? Sorry, go ahead.
Talking about the youth of the team, you're getting to see some of the guys that you've recruited from the very beginning kind of starting to rise up and step up. Talk about what that's like for you and what that shows for the depth of the team.
It's been good. I think we have a good kind of match this year with young guys. A bunch of these teams have played a lot. The Pete, DeAndre, B-Jack, LaRaven, Castor. A lot of those guys have played a lot of years of football here. So throw those in with some of these new up-and-comers. It's been a good group, so I'm excited to watch them compete.
How would you characterize the competition at right tackle?
I'd say it's wide open. Justin Murphy got a ton of snaps this spring, but we have some able bodies that we just brought in that have had great summers, and so we're going to let them all have a bunch of reps there and see who comes out on top.
So you're considering some of the freshman linemen that you brought in as far as the actual starters?
No doubt. It's a good group. We've had great reports from the strength staff how they've worked, and just seeing them on the hoof. They're definitely big enough. It's just whether they can learn the system and adapt to the college game quick enough.
What's Joseph Clark's status with the team?
Still sorting through it. He's had that knee injury that's lingered, so we're kind of trying to figure out what his next move is.
Did he re-injure it, or is it just he's not feeling right?
Hasn't ever fully recovered. It was a massive surgery he's had, and he's had a couple surgeries, and so we're kind of just sorting through his entire situation right now.
Kliff, back on the quarterbacks for a moment. Do you consider, with the way the season ended last year, with what Patrick did in the last month, and the struggles that Davis had protecting the football, and then the physical problems that he had as well, do you consider Patrick a little bit ahead based on that?
No, I've really tried to just have an open mind about it based upon what I know Davis is capable of. And he was banged up, had some physical things going on. As an offense, we weren't very good at protecting the football, scoring points. So there are a lot of things that contribute to that. So I've tried to approach this offseason with an open mind and let those guys have a fair competition, compete, and whoever protects the football and plays the best will be our starter.
What's the situation at Z with Reginald Davis status?
Still, working through that, letting the legal process kind of play out and going from there. But he's at Z wide receiver. He's on the team, and he'll be out there at practice.
So him and Dylan are kind of battling.
They're
for the
still battling it out. And both guys grew up a lot last year, played really well in the spring, and so it's been a good competition.
With what you were mentioning, talking about Joseph Clark, is it likely that he will not play for you then? It
seems that way. We're trying to figure out, as far as the medical red shirt goes, what isn't, part of that. But yeah, I would not expect him to be out there this camp.
With no bye week until November, do you structure camp any differently with that in mind?
I don't think so. When I was at Texas A&M, I think we had a stretch where we played about 10 or 11 in a row, and it can be good. You get hot and you keep rolling and don't want that break, and I know some people want it, but we'll do what we normally do camp-wise.
How does this camp differ, considering you're coming off 4-8 versus the feeling that you had after coming off winning the Holiday Bowl? How does this camp differ based on those two?
Yeah, I don't think it differs. The biggest deal is having more depth. I think we'll be able to get more reps in. Obviously, our players are going to have a different mindset this year. They've been hungry, been very motivated, but we'll have more depth to probably make it a little. I just say more reps, be able to practice a little bit more. In the past, we were afraid of getting anyone injured, so probably had to cut down a few. But it'll be a high rep camp.
Is there any different feeling in the coaching staff room just coming off a 4-8 year?
No, that is what it is. We've pretty much moved past that at this point. If you haven't, you probably have some issues. But no, I think the biggest deal has been Coach Gibbs. The accountability he's brought has been great for our program and the professionalism, and so really excited to watch him work.
Are y'all more confident today about the season than you were a year ago at this time?
I don't. I'm always confident. I always expect to win every game, so it hasn't really changed. I do like our attitude. I think it is a hungry group and a group that wants to prove people wrong, so that's exciting for us.
I think at Big 12 Media Days you used the term historically bad to describe the quarterback play the last couple of years or something like that. Yeah, not the quarterback play, the turnovers. Yeah. Was that more on the quarterbacks or the wide receivers in terms of drop passes?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. It's been a young group, like I said, that's all grown up and grown up together, and sometimes you have those things. But really, when I was talking about historically bad, the turnover margin and then the penalties the last couple of years, it was as bad as it's ever been around here, and just got to get it fixed.
So will ball security be the number one thing in determining a quarterback?
It'll be way up there, yeah.
Do you feel any more pressure to win than you normally?
No. I mean, this is my alma mater, so no.